both ADCs being set up for success by the rest of the teams here coming into game number 1.
Yeah, I really like this draft for OMG. I think it's really foolproof in terms of being able to get to the late game and having ways to win.
Beisheng now going to go for an aggressive path towards bot side. If the Neferi gets off the ground, that's massive. They had the vision there to realize they don't have anything from RNG. Now they find the angle here onto Niket. He's going to crash down, but around the corner goes Beisheng as he tries to get the Darkened Dagger. Oh. There you go. The puppies pick it up. First blood for OMG. Train out of there as the grubs have been started up by RNG. OMG are right here. Beisheng going to take the first one. And now RNG can step in with the Smite double hit by Moham, but the charm does connect onto Charlotte. The crash down dodged out of, but Charlotte's already gone now as well. Milky Way getting low. The triple hits, though Beisheng can't get him. The dogs didn't have the distance, and now back into the fight onto Moham, and RNG getting resets for Tong Yuen. Starry is going to be ran down as the charm comes through. He's going to burn the cleanse. Maybe he has the distance. Can he get away? That Faker skin, it just gives you a little bit more movement speed, don't it? As they're going to take that kill and go 4-1 in the early game in favor of RNG. The Fury in here, and then we talk.
You can never be too sure in the LPL. I see people walking up to blue buff, and I just immediately have to ask myself, do I think there's going to be a full engage here over blue buff? It's something that you can never really be, too sure about. But, this is the state we expected in the early game RNG with a ton of the priority. Milky Way, I think, did a great job in that fight, but the mid-jungle duo now needs to keep this pressure up. It doesn't change the win condition here for OMG.
Look at the pings from RNG. They realize they have the item spikes. They just got double Sundered Skies completed for this top lane skirmish duo. So OMG realized they maybe need to back away, are going to get in and get that one grub. They will keep RNG just to 4 in total.
This is a great play from Beisheng, understanding that we just got to get 1. We got to make sure they don't get 5. That's really the only thing that we were worried about. They get in, they get that grub, and they get out. They do not want to fight at this point in the game. It's not going to go well.
Maybe just going to even up the dragons here, but they look at bot lane. Trying to dive Xiaoshu. He has ulti, has flash. This is scary. He's going to pop the World Ender. Moham going to get CC down, though. The turret's starting to tank up. The Unbreakable will be just enough as Xiaoshu doesn't go down. And now Tong Yuen coming in for the resets. Will end up getting the flash out of Beisheng.
They just don't have the damage. It's a really aggressive play, but we're going to see a counterplay in the mid lane here.
The flash from Jachi is now they turn on to Harry. The turret also goes down, so there's no defensive structures.
Probably we see 2 teleports coming in now.
This is the group Nirvana vibes that I love as we get the TP from Harry. Immediately crescent guarded by Milky Way, which is an interesting utilization because now it's going to fall. Nobody else can really follow up. He really didn't want to give over that second dragon as Niket finds a double knock up there. Moham going to go in. Niket getting low now too. Gets hit by the stray rock by Charlotte. Now Starry getting low. Jachi is pumping some damage on this early lethal tempo. As that seismic shove does connect again on the Xiaoshu.
Off guard that they're pretty out of position, and they're able to capitalize, pick up a 1 for 0. The problem is OMG don't have enough damage, as we were stating earlier, to really be able to capitalize in the way that they need. So with only Niket going down, that should, it is going to be Dragon here for Milky Way, and all of that fighting was just over 1 kill. Plays on that regard, especially with Aatrox catching the wave bot. This should be a free Rift Herald for RNG. We'll see if OMG want to keep playing aggressive, though.
Oh, they caught him out now, too. Niket loses his entire health bar, but so does Moham, almost. Not going to join Niket there. Unstoppable Onslaught dodged out by Jachi as the Rift Herald goes down to Milky Way. Oh, no. He used it immediately. Maybe it's an escape tool. Nope, it's not going to come out fast enough. Jachi is down. Now he uses the Rift Herald to take the engage. The headbutt comes through. He's getting multiple knockups. Big brain Milky Way. That's kind of stuff that made him so popular in his debut with that PX. And here he is on the cusp for RNG to take this game 1.
Milky Way coming up so clutch for RNG in that fight. You said it best, the big brain play of using the Rift Herald so creatively. It's just a little bit. Moham's actually pretty deep on the flank here. He might be a little bit caught.
All right. Hex flash out, but he got seen. The crash down comes through. Moham, your adventures will not end positively here as he's going to pop the Unbreakable. He's just being annoying now. We could get the Yakety Sax music going. Shout out to Papa Smithy as we get another. Wait, Beisheng also died? Oh, God. things are falling apart. Maybe that leadership we talked about, Beishong trying to come in to save OMG, it's not working out, and RNG starting to run away with this game number 1 now. As they move over to the Atacon, the play is on Tong Yuen, as he's going to just get the Spirit Rush out. Milky Way is right there. Will have to burn his ultimate there, but they'll be able to turn back onto this objective.
He is in such a strong spot. It's really hard for OMG to make plays here. Atacon will be going down on the top side for RNG. That's a pretty fantastic pickup for them. Tong Yuen can just pretty easily catch this wave. And
now with their big lead, still hovering around that 4,000 mark here, but I love that Tong Yuen is having this kind of performance here on a series that is so important for a guy that's been in the RNG at least organization since 2022. Things along those lines were here, and it really has been a situation where we really want to see Tong Yuen succeed in a lot of ways because he has had some really good performances, and at least this is a little microcosm of that.
The rotation up, there's just not really a lot to play for here for OMG with that Atacon up. Looks like top tier 2 is going to be that objective.
How is it fair that Tong Yuen has almost 3,000 health? That's so nuts. I know we've people have gone back and forth if they like though. As a champion that can 100 to 0 weaker units, as now we get that big magnet storm coming in with the chains of corruption. RNG just hit the wombo combo under turret 2 with Xiaoshu now tanking up and getting the resets on the World Ender. He's in a little bit deep now though, gonna heal up a decent amount. Now Tong Yuen gonna follow him up. They can try to get the resets, but Tong Yuen flashing can't hit the charm, is now gonna be chased down. He's gonna go golden, gets one of the kills. Look at the faker resets coming through. He's gonna go down now himself, as it is absolute chaos in OMG's side of the base. RNG have lost their minds as Jachi watches his entire team fall ahead of him.
Just takes one double kill to get enough gold in the pocket of Beishong to really make a difference in this game, but we could be seeing that fight happen now.
They're actually taking the fight on the Harry. He's not very tanky at this point. Getting locked down into the wall, face planted goes Harry for OMG, as now Tong Yuen has resets on his Spirit Rush.
Charm. Cloud Soul, which is actually really nice for this team in terms of making sure that a lot of their engages are available. Tong Yuen continuing.
Charm. He's going to keep the reset there too. And now RNG just going to run straight at OMG. As they don't have Charlotte any longer, a lot of their space buying tools are gone. The Shattering Strike shatters Harry where he stood.
The ultimate cooldowns are obviously going to be a pretty big addition for RNG, but Ari benefits so much from Cloud Soul. This game is just going to get harder and harder now for OMG, just as it felt like their aggressive tendencies were going to bring them back. We might get another exchange.
Really good flash, actually, from Niket. Or rather, Jachi, as now... I think also the World Ender, like just getting that movement speed on those flanks that we've been seeing Xiaoshu try to go for. And they'll force the hand of OMG once again.
And this is what we were saying. It's so hard for OMG to feel like they can even try to make a play here, but they're going to try. Tong Yuen is going to be able to make his way out. Niket.
Niket just trying to skate them out of the pit. Mohab going ham, but it's still Dachi who gets the Baron, and he gets killed in the end as a killer instinct came through Vastari on the backside of the fight. But now you got Reset City being visited by RNG, and they are welcome guests as Tong Yuen looking for the follow-through, but Xiaoshu chasing down Beishong. You have to remember that Cloud Soul does wonders for this team, and there's the Spirit Rush reactivation. Starry can do nothing as he goes down to the might of RNG, and Harry, he's left to his own devices against Niket and against Milky Way, and he'll slowly flash out, maybe dash out, maybe get out, but no, slowly but surely, he will walk his way under turret, and Milky Way will claim his life. That's a full ace for RNG.
And that might be a little bit more than just the ace. Not only is it the Baron, it's the base getting broken wide open here by RNG. A chaotic, sloppy fight. You allow the Neferi into the pit, but who cares? You can secure it with the Varus. They're able to lock it down. Middle inhibitor is going to fall alongside that top inhibitor. Like we said, that base is broken wide open, but this is really the nail in the coffin for OMG. Right now, RNG is going to have a free pass to take this bot inhib because of that pressure that Tong Yuen is generating, but we're going to have to see OMG make a decision soon. The further this gets into their base, the harder this fight's going to get.
Oh, they're going to go. Tong Yuen freaked out there. He popped Spear Rush and went golden. 4-man Magnet Storm from Niket. from his time on Ultra Prime. You bring back some good memories. This RNG team is pumped, and they know what's at stake tonight. They know that their split 3 is on the line, and they're here to deal out business as they come in game 1, smashing success, over 15,000 gold up, and it's a match point success for RNG. One more game.
Yeah, and I think it just gives you unbelievable scaling. I do believe that OMG want to play for those fights in the late game, but man, I don't know if any team could outscale what RNG has on the table here. This is very, very dangerous in the back.
Way that these mid laners operate, Charlotte needs to get involved on sides. Speaking of getting involved on sides, that swirl seed's not going to hit, but Jauchi wants the reset, not going to get it. Milky Way going to flash. There's the watch out eat, but the heal comes through. Moham is now the new target. Moham not going to go down. The burn from the swirl seed. Go ahead and get your bowling shoes on because Milky's going. Going down in mid lane, or an attempted one by Milky Way as he walks across mid lane. Niket's going to get engaged on by Moham. And Starry, as they actually got the Blade Caller through, and the damage is done. Niket is down. And that's a big pick ahead of the Grubs. That just means that OMG are going to take these Grubs.
For RNG to make a little bit of a slow transition with Milky Way coming up through the mid lane, but again, just a little bit too quick on the draw there. It looks like it will be a trade of objectives here, though, as Milky Way is on the bot side, prioritizing the Dragon. I like this decision. I think if Grubs are going to be gone, Dragon is actually a very good win condition for this comp. So we'll see. Xiaoshu
wanted to now, but Moham maybe trying to find an engage now as a 4v2 is developing. Tong Yuan is coming over. Is he going to be in time? As the reinforcements, are they going to be enough? They go into Charlotte. Charlotte's going to flash away. They got Jauchi down too. Charlotte takes that kill. Now Beishang getting the reset with those souls. And you talk about how devastating he can be once he starts using their tools against them. And that'll be a big play from OMG on the top side. Yeah, especially when those first items come, that's like that next big break point. It's funny, after all that was said and done in the early game for RNG, they're going to lose both early objectives holistically. So one step away from OMG taking the feats of strength. Grubs to this composition, that's questionable to me.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by this decision. Moham has no flash, and so even if there wasn't some sort of like 5-man play that OMG made, it's going to be very difficult for them to force that advantage. Charlotte's not going to be able to get in with the ultimate, and so you can't really freak out about that. They're actually pinging it. They don't even really know where it is. The pings are coming down at the moment. Definitely an interesting play here by RNG, just a little bit behind in tempo from maybe what we expected them to be.
Percent objective control from OMG, and our RNG falling asleep at the wheel.
I don't know what's going on. RNG looked for a very aggressive engage as Jauchi takes a nice trade onto Starry. Milky Way not going to land the swirl seed there, but I don't know what's going on. Niket just trying to go full in on the Rakan support and opening himself up to get his entire health bar chunked out.
No answer from Xiaoshu being able to join. They both have TP for their top laners, but another objective goes the way of OMG. So 16.5 minutes in, still 100% control. Rating. Milky Way going to come around the corner.
He's been perfect on it so far. He's going to need to stay perfect on it. Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte in trouble. TP is coming in, the Avenger beam, but Charlotte's going down. Depth charge goes in, hits him in the sky, and to the sky he goes. As now Xiaoshu goes in for the engage on Harry, who came to join this fight. It was the double TP.
Beishang
now
is
Harry
here.
feeling confident in the 1v3. Beishang maybe getting resets, maybe going for the flash play. Can't get the CC onto Niket. Meanwhile, lilting lullaby. Milky Way singing sweet nothing. The star is going to cleanse out, but Moham doesn't have that grace. Buster shot coming through to save them. As they do back away, we still get a lot of that action that we were talking about in game number 1.
Yeah, we're living on a knife's edge throughout a lot of these fights. It's very close.
Oh.
Is he dead?
Okay, well, he's just stuck there, and the Heartbreaker makes it so. So Beishang gets his first kill. That should fall to the minions. So Winion's OP for OMG as Harry's going to walk down with the maiden. Set up around this dragon. Still full objective control from OMG. Is that going to remain the case 20 minutes into the game? If RNG can put up a tussle here, they feel willing to fight, but the dragon's already going down. The double engage, but it doesn't work out for Niket. Story just takes him down. RNG have no stake in this game. Xiaoshu has a little bit of a flank going, but he's just by himself. He goes in. The Dragon's going down. He has to flash over the wall as well as the leap strike. Now RNG try to fight on the front side, but Tong Yuen overextends. Starry stepping up too. That big carry on OMG finally knocks it out of the park. And RNG are left running around like chickens with their heads cut off. As Tong Yuen is down, Jachi is down, Milky Way also gone. OMG are now at a 5,000 gold advantage.
Damage off with the Jax. There's no way for Milky Way to be able to get in to try and smite it out. And not only is that Dragon gone, that is Otacon gone in favor of OMG as well. The
story.
That's what we wanted, right? We wanted 3 games. We wanted them to leave it all out on the Rift. We'll see an engage here, though.
Engage. Got a lot of damage on
Moham
Moham.
on the flank.
Yeah, they have the Atacon GA, so they can play a little bit loose with it.
York's just pushing
Swirl
mid.
Seed is going to connect. Yeah, they're trying to get a tier 2 in mid lane. Really untouchable at this point. Xiaoshu's answer in the Jax is doing not nearly enough against this Yorick pick.
OMG have done that, and now they can have everything they want on the map, including every single tier 2.
Exactly. They're going to get the buffer out of Jachi, but that tier 2 will go down. So only in the base does RNG have any safe place. With this Baron buff, they can absolutely burst down the base. There's no response. Milky Way maybe not even on the same screen as Baron. There will be all 5 Baron buffs aplenty for OMG, making it out. Dragon is spawning now. Time not going to be caught out. There will be the double control wards by OMG in that bush to spot anything out. Maiden will help spot Xiaoshu. His engage comes in from Niket, but the counter engage is always there. Jachi already burned his rocket jump, the Lilting Lullaby into 4. Starry gonna cleanse out. Big engage now from RNG. Maybe this is the turnaround. The Blade Storm not gonna be enough. Moham getting caught by the rest of the team. Xiaoshu bikes so much damn time. The Dragon goes the way of Peishong. That's Infernal Soul now. And RNG, they're losing bodies. Harry has scaled. Peishong finds the resets. And OMG, they're looking to bring us the 3.
Damage was insane, but I really want to point out Moham in that fight. Some fantastic play from the Rakan. Looks like it's going to be just the tower. No inhibitor going down here as we get some resets.
RNG were looking for an engage through Niket, but they will lose this inhib on bot side because of it. Realm Warp in. Charlotte getting engaged on with the depth charge. Double knock up there, but they've already taken down Milky Way. They're looking for more souls to keep as OMG looking to go the distance against RNG. The legacies of both organizations since 2012 coming to a fold here to keep themselves here in the LPL for the rest of the year. It's OMG, it's RNG, all the nostalgia you could ask for going the distance. Everything coming to a head here, K-Man.
I am stunned by the Aurelion Soul pick, not only because...
This is his first Aurelion Soul competitively, by the way.
Yeah, that... But, oh, yeah, this top lane matchup is one that I really wanted to look at and identify, and we are getting it here.
And Xiaoshu's about to get it from some scissors, as Harry has his name on it. Really tough there, and I think there's a reason why Gwen always gets banned away, sometimes let through, but again, you're dropping that gauntlet. You're saying, OMG, do you have the mechanics to operate this champion? And Harry seemingly has those mechanics, as Beishong will get first blood for OMG. OMG looking to maintain their streak of neutral objectives here.
Yeah, I think RNG was posturing as if they wanted to try and scare OMG off of this objective.
What? I'm so confused. All right, anyways, we're going to take a look at top lane because now they have Pink up down. There's so much CC up here. Here comes the heroic entrance too. They're going to get the chain from the Unstoppable though. Stop. Moham going to go down now too, and here comes the Ken to save Xiaoshu. Xiaoshu in a 1v4 outplay. And now RNG looking to punish. They've got their sights set. No concussive blows getting stacked up, and Charlotte will be locked down. Flash play from Milky Way, and RNG have turned on the Jets, and they're going supersonic. Trying to take down Beishong, one last hit, and they'll do it. That's another kill, and 2 of them going into Jachi's bag.
I was flabbergasted by the decision to peel off of the Dragon to try and collapse onto this play on the top side. It's not even over. Milky Way from OMG, and if that is going to be a priority for them, if they're able to get 6 like they were before, it'd be an issue. Starry, though.
Oh, they got the full lockdown. Starry taken out, and just like every gen, just locked down from heck.
RNG, we're so excited to actually see this.
Let's go, let's go, let's
gonna
go.
Make
Come
his way
on,
down here.
go in there.
Ultimate
Start the
coming
grand
in potentially.
starfall. Here it comes.
Teleport.
We're going in, and RNG are going out. Dragon secured by OMG. RNG can't catch a break, man.
Mistake.
You
He's
say
gonna
that.
be pathing up, but the cat needs to be here now.
You say that, and RNG, maybe they can get one. We'll see what happens. They only have one opportunity, as he's gonna go in. He has smite advantage. He should get this one. Beishang gonna push him out, and RNG, they can't get anything, man. They're not allowed. They have been restricted, and now they have been put down. Niket is gone, and still this streak from game 2 of full neutral objective control is alive and well for OMG. They have no idea. Xiaoshu's playing so aggressive, and Moham comes out. He realizes what has happened. The play has been unleashed. The public execution in. Xiaoshu trying to get away. Moham still trying to get the distance closed. Gets the CC change. Xiaoshu in a 1v2. Can he do it again? It's not nearly enough. Moham comes up with the kill. You can see the stress on Xiaoshu's face, and it is dire straits right now for RNG. Love it. I feel like we've got two gods of the sky. The skies descend, the grand starfall here. Two guys coming from space now as we come in. This AoE, this is going to be massive from Tong Yuan. Xiaoshu finds the angle, and here come the skies descending all over OMG as RNG are picking them apart now. It is going to be the trade down, though. Milky Way is already gone. The curtain call is not nearly going to be enough, and now Xiaoshu is cooking. Tong Yuan was looking for an angle of his own. Even though Milky Way is down, they will still find an advantage and a pick onto Moham. Start running his way over here. Should be in enough time if they want to contest. Do we like this setup? No, it looks like RNG are going to just let this one go down. So there'll be standing gold available to OMG to crack down some of these outer turrets of RNG.
Well, it's whatever they want on the map with the 6 grubs and the Rift Herald. They can really make whatever play they're looking for over the next couple of minutes, and that does afford at least some time to disaster there, but RNG not deciding to pull the trigger. We do see the Rift Herald dropped on the bot side, though, and Xiaoshu could be in trouble.
Yeah, they realize Harry needs to get a little bit of gold under his belt here, as now Milky Way going for the play, going for the turret. It's going to be a fight for the first turret. Who's going to get it first? It goes over the way of RNG, but now the engage in a 1v3. Xiaoshu, he's going to try to fight his way out of it. Harry going down again. Xiaoshu gets the outplay in an absolutely terrifying position. Evened up in the Dragon Sport, because that scaling's going to take forever now, it feels like. Beishang going for an angle. Deadly Flourish is going to connect, immediately cleanse out of Glacial Fissure, and the Flash will get Niket to safety. He's moving in with progressive blows. Double TP. That is a bold TP. Harry's going right into the mix of things. Immediately taunted. That's a big play on a Xiaoshu. Both top laners just get obliterated. It'll be the trade, the TPs that maybe they didn't want. And now we get a 4v4 in front of the Dragon as mid lane, Niket getting locked in. Beishang going about half health. Now Tong Yuan has a really good angle to try to keep damage going in. Sustained damage is the name of the game for RNG. And try to chase down the rest of OMG as there's the curtain call to buy a little bit of space, buy a little bit of time for OMG ahead. They do get the Deadly Flourish as well. RNG will back away.
Side of RNG and who's going to be able to follow up. And Tong Yuan is especially going to be in a great position as long as Milky Way and Niket are able to start here. We see the Dragon being taken by OMG, but it looks like a counterplay mid.
All in. Starry is gone. Heroic Interest came in to try to save him, but he is already off the table. Burn Cleanse too. As now they go straight over to this Atacon. This is also the Ravenous Atacon, so it'll be the permanent buff with the roses. And honestly, RNG will take that up and no response from OMG.
Yeah, it's a trade. At this point, I think they're going to feel at least okay with that if you're OMG. Starry was just a little bit overextended, a lot of resources used to make sure you can burst him down. They tried to save him, though. They burned Galio Ultimate. They wanted to try to get Moham there. It just didn't end up working out, but those roses are going to really increase a lot of the damage that RNG have, especially in the immediate. That Misfortune Bullet Time is going to be a problem. You layer that on top of the Aurelion Soul damage. You do not want to be in a small, closed quarters area if you're OMG. That could be really dangerous for them. Oh, Moham.
Oh, they're going to try to catch him out. He's about to go down. And then Tong Yuan cleans him up. His third kill of the game onto Moham. And now Xiaoshu stops the back from Beishang. Not going to go any further forward. Mid lane, though, they're going further forward. Starry, he can't
again.
run away. The Rallies, it's too damn dangerous. He's breathing light. And that is going to be Tong Yuen going on 4 kills. We'll feel like something's going wrong, but I don't know if OMG can make it over in time. Beishong feeling something out, but not going to go for it just yet. Here comes the Grand Starfall into the pit. He's not in time. Now he's in there by himself, and Niket may be the focus now. OMG with the backup call from Charlotte. They're trying to get some picks on Jachi, but now into Xiaoshu. They've overextended. Bullet time going to be used. RNG now smelling blood in the water. They got Tong Yuen with the skies descend, and here it comes. Big boom for you as he's over the wall. He's doing damage, and RNG are just cutting OMG apart. Oh my God, no, it's Royal. Never give up.
Never give up is right. This team was against the wall. They had their back against the wall after that second game. They were in such a bad spot. It looked like they lost all of their confidence and momentum. And what an ultimate from Tong Yuen in that fight. And now, as they siege down the middle inhibitor, they might have just secured, at the very least, one more shot to keep themselves alive.
A banger. It's not safety, but it is a staving off of the darkness. And unfortunately, that darkness will consume OMG, who we will not see after Split 2. And RNG will get their first series win of this split.
You know, you're just setting up a situation where you're gonna have to play really aggressive in the mid game. You're gonna have to go for those skirmishes. You have to try and play the map, because the later things go, the more difficult it's going to get for you here. You know, I'm very worried about BLG's comp in that same vein. Yeah, you know, potentially looking for something down here. Yeah.
Why not? All right, see what you got. Knockup is there. They get on top of Light. The big shielding is there, but the Ignite will burn him down. It's on getting first blood. But Beishong dies on the other end, and the kill goes to Light.
More of the topside route after that lane swap, and we could potentially just be in for some early fighting.
They know Beishong's there. They punish him because they had such a good idea that he was there. Good jungle tracking. Here comes the Weaver's Wall trying to cut off Xiaohu, but Xiaohu's going to be able to get over. Knight, where did you throw your Legos? All of a sudden, it's become a 3v3. Xiaohu getting on top and killing Beishong. Here comes your misfortune to try to help out. Knight dies on the backside, and now Waybo are looking for more. Elk is going to be the main focus here, as Xiaohu is able to slide out, flashes after Elk, and gets the second part of the Q with the charm. The cleanse can't save you. It's more kills and a huge win for Weibo Gaming.
What a disastrous play for Bilibili fight, and now that's not only you know, a bunch of kills going over to Waybo, but that's a ton of gold going into the pocket of the Ahri. The emotion
staff certainly very happy, as we're immediately fighting. There's Bin dying on a side lane. That's the Bin I know and yeah, there we go. That's the Bin I know and love here in Split 2. Nice play there from Waybo to keep the pressure up right.
Yeah, if
they want more. Hold on, Seismic Shove went down. They caught Tien. Knight gonna get a shutdown for them.
Void Grub spawn, the second spawning of them. You know, whether or not we're going to see BLG feel like they have to full contest to try and send it to make sure they can get that objective, and whether they feel they need to invest a lot. For now, it's just going to be pressure established on the top side and a teleport coming in.
Yep. Bin trying to win the 1v1 against Breathe. The exhaust comes down. Beishong here potentially saving the day. Win becomes lightning with the equalizer on top. Breathe will burn. Knight will cherry pick that kill for a second of the game.
Void Grub spawning in about 40 seconds, though. Vision is paramount at this point, and I think that has to be the priority coming in. We do see a teleport potentially.
Comes there, look for Beishong. Beishong forced the flash, and all of a sudden, multiple members of Weibo have showed up and turned the tables on BLG, as Xiaohu's looking to get close on, trying to keep him out of the fight, but Xiaohu will not be denied. Getting that charm down, just hitting Beishong with the tip of it, and Weibo Gaming continue to make plays.
Is enough to completely scare them off. These grubs are gone.
Yep, no chance for BLG to try to get these, but they might want to fight for it. Honest was about a Hex flash over. Elk is here. They do have numbers advantage to BLG. Weibo maybe just content with taking one away and burning the teleport of Bin. I am a little bit surprised that they gave that up, but they do have a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think this is a great timer to fight. We'll see if they want to take it now.
Just goes for the charm only onto the one target. You can't get any closer, but Tien gets to the back line as well as Breathe. Here comes the bullet time coming out, dealing a lot of damage, and the Pantheon getting low, survives and is able to escape, and Weibo have numbers right now. He's going to be a 3v3 for right now. The equalizer comes down, but Weibo is able to escape from it. Light About half HP getting lower, but Xiaohu out of mana, but does have the Spirit Rush and is able to get a reset, but Bin is overheated. He can't close out on a kill, and Weibo Gaming continue to pull away. More kills for Xiaohu. Ultimate, he'll take a lot of damage. If he wants to use his ultimate, he's going to be useless in the fight. He gets hit by a Wayward Charm, uses his ultimate, goes in. Xiaohu able to ult out, and guess what? They're going to burst down on and take him out. They're going to trade supports here, but Xiaohu with 2 more charges is in hot pursuit, looking for the new player, Beishuan. Beishuan will be able to dodge out of that charm.
Relies on that. They do have to trade their own support just because he's not tanky enough to engage without, going down. But overall, I think that that's a relatively okay play for them. Knight does have to expend the teleport in order to catch top lane, but stopping the dragon stacking from Weibo is nice. But Elk is going to be very late to this play. He will not be here by the time this Herald goes.
Charm doesn't land. On taking a little bit of damage. Looking again for Xiaohu. He's got his ultimate up and ready to go. Beishuan with a good ultimate trying to just keep people away, but Xiaohu is zoning off the backline. Teleports dueling, coming in. Beishuan trying to frontline, but he gets taken down. In first is Breathe, but knocked up and immediately bursted out to make it a 4v4. The equalizer doesn't land well. Bin's overheated, flashes the backline. Charmed up, gets him low, but can't take him out. Knight's gonna ride the wave to try to make a hero play, and he's able to find one, but that's all he's gonna get. Whereas Tien on the backside in the 1v2 able to win that one. In the back pocket, won't use it. But if his equalizer lands flush in that fight, I mean, BLG are back in this game, and instead, they are continuing to take loss after loss.
It's definitely not what you want to see out of Bin. You want to see him be more consistent, but more fighting in the mid lane.
Right, Knockback's there. This is not a fight that you win. On doesn't take any damage. Erha will go down. Comes the Weaver's Wall as well. Now you got to try to bail out Light. Tien waiting.
With the flash.
Light forced the flash away. So BLG making a nice quick play.
That's a classic Weibo support play, if I've ever seen one. Just
you can actually CC him still when he's got the Verdant Barrier. And Beishuan, I mean, Xin Zhao obviously has damage mitigation from his ultimate. He's not a frontliner, though. He's not a champion that frontlines exceptionally well. So it's going to look like an ugly scoreline for push in the mid lane and on the top side.
Yeah, Dragon much lower priority now that they're splitting one apiece, and so Weibo very happy to just give it over, not going to worry about it too much. They want to try to get as much as they can. That Rift Herald is going to get dropped. The Equalizer will come down. I'm going to try and stabilize here, but this should be on. On?
Oh, he's taking quite low. He's going to be forced to flash away. It's a big engage tool down. Meanwhile, top tier 2 will fall. Some more gold spills into the pockets of Weibo. Now they're looking for Beishuan. He's got to flash away.
Teleport's coming in.
Bin, he's going to show up to this party. Xiaohu is going to start teleporting as well, but guess what? This thing is down. Secured. However, they will have to pick up the flowers, and they won't really be able to. Here we go. Erha on the backside was not accounted for, and interrupts and blows up the play of BLG, and they don't stand a chance on this backside. Knight will fall. On is still alive, but he's the last one, and then he finally falls. What a play from the Weibo support.
Has really elevated this Weibo Gaming team, and now when you're looking at that fight, like I said, that might be the nail in the coffin. You're looking at a gigantic gold lead now, almost 10K for Weibo Gaming here at 23 minutes, and I can't imagine things get easier from here on out. It can be a little bit up and down, but we look at the gold graph here. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're going to rip another fight. Here we go. Grand Starfall coming through. Not going to be on the right side of the fight. However, Weibo are more than happy to hold their own. Xiaohu coming through. Dash 1, dash 2. Charm goes down. Lots of big damage on the backside, too. Equalizer to try to split the fight, but it's not doing that much damage. Tien dies on the other side, though, as Xiaohu could not find his way back in. Still has one charge left. Let's see if he wants a piece of somebody. He'll hold it, and it will expire on. A second chance in here. Erha looking for the charm, trying to get to On. Manages to find the rumble, but been able to escape. And over on the backside, guess who's caught out? It's Breathe, as BLG can breathe a little bit. But 5 individually in split 2. This is just not the BLG we know and love from 2024, but they can still show glimpses at times.
Yeah, and they're going to have to show some here.
Here we go. Starfall coming through. On with the knock up there, but guess who gets blown up? It's Beishuan. Bullet time. Elk's got to cancel it early. On's got to go back in to just try to buy some space. He ends up falling. Light dashing through. Knight is going to go golden with about enough blood in his big toe to keep him upright, and then he finally falls. As Weibo Gaming said, you got the last fight, but we will take the game, as they are looking to death march down, KMN. 5 members strong, a bunch of summoner spells. Elk and Bin, the 2 that we've said need to step it up, are not going to be able to do so on the Nexus here. And Weibo Gaming take game 1 very convincing.
Looking for a way for a potential Weibo Gaming, win here. I think you do have an out in the later part of the game. While the team fighting is probably a bit more straightforward, you have a lot of peel for Azir if you do just want to go for this hyper carry.
They certainly want to stop him from taking the scrap. Xiaohu is on his way down. Beishuan
is
drive
here.
This one in. As you said, Knight is there.
Tion's going in.
Turn around to the Elk. Elk has to try to get out. Xiaohu taking a lot of damage. They're in the gravity well. He's bleeding out in the gravity well, and he goes down. Erha's going to be the next target as he's stuck in the pit, and it's a 2-0 for BLG.
And we're not done. Top lane fight here. And there is the value of the cleanse, so glad he ended up getting value for it if he was going to bring it, but this play's not over.
Erha's rooted. Beishuan is here. Light is just going to go in on Elk. Elk going to get big shields, and Beishuan's going to drive Light a little bit closer to the turret. Light not landing the Q, and will go down to Beishuan. That's the feat of warfare for BLG as they're looking to continue the fight. Tien trying to get away, but he's going to get rooted up. Now Beishuan going to flash on top and trying to finish him off. He'll throw a rock at Erha, who will survive. Meanwhile, Ben on the bottom side.
Good to stay passive in if you are Waybo for long, and Void Grubs are going to be started up by Bilibili. They should get all 3 of these without any sort of contest. Tion is in the area, but I can't imagine that he's going to look for this play here. It does look like Beishuan will just have everything he wants with Tion at half health, obviously. But as we move forward, it's really going to matter what the backup play for this is, I say, as Beishuan secures that 3rd and final Void Grub.
So far this game, and why not? As long as he doesn't position himself against the wall, he's not really under any threat to be CC'd. H1 going to clean up this dragon, so all the objectives are going to BLG. They're feeling good. They may have turned back the clock to 2024.
It's definitely looking a lot better here at the start, and this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see them establish pressure. We talked about in draft this team having options. Xiaohu, though.
Oh, he went flash, and it just does not go well. The Arcane Storm is going to burn him away. Tien gets slammed up against the wall. He gets impaled. It's a disaster class here in the mid lane as Knight will finish him up. No, it's going to be Beishuan who gets credit for that one. Doesn't matter, no matter how way you slice it. It's 2-0 came in. He is really putting on a clinic.
He looks so much more comfortable on the Skarner, and speaking of, we could see another fight here.
Yep, On gets shoved up against the wall, but Beishuan counters in kind. Ezreal coming through, good pullback there. But I don't think he's going to be able to survive. Erha will fall. Bin teleporting in. Tien is going to die on the other side, and Light is trapped. He's going to try to skewer Elk as best he can, and he will be able to find the kill with the Rend. At least gets one on the backside, but BLG are dominating.
Look for a pick at the start of that fight, and as soon as you see Beishuan kind of collapsing on the rest of the team, the best case scenario there is that you trade 1 for 3, and things are falling very quickly for Waybo. We will see the 4K gold lead continue to balloon, and Erha just taking so much damage every exchange.
A lot of damage here. Breathe is forced to flash away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Xiaohu's just trying to keep himself alive, but he's not going to stand a chance. Throw a rock at him. Ezreal, is he burning away? Does he die? No, he lives. Walks out on a sliver.
Just barely ends up living there. It's a nice play for BLG because it gives them free dragon priority. No Azir means no fighting from Weibo Gaming. So while all of this is happening, Bin is just taking that top tier 1. He's going to be able to secure that. Elk is going to be able to secure that mid tier 1. Dragon's going to be going in favor of BLG. Weibo Gaming are in the area. I just cannot imagine they can try and contest this here.
All right, well, Tien said, well, you know what, K-Man, I don't care. And he's going to get impaled. Here comes Breathe coming through, trying to get in a lot of damage. Teleport coming in from Xiaohu as well. Beishuan's kind of stuck, and Knight can't get in to the back of the fight as the dragon is still being done and is secured by Tien. Now the teleport coming in for this Renekton. Going in for the Fate's Call. Let's see what Light's going to do. Erha not landing the knockup. Ultimate goes down into Elk, but he dies on the side alone as Ben is going to look to chase down Light, and Light gets caught and is dead, sliced and diced up. Breathe ends up being the last one standing. He slammed into the wall too. BLG descend on Waybo like a pack of wolves and are so far in front, K-Man.
As we can see on our mini-map here, and I don't think that's going to stop soon.
The plays continue to be made here by BLG. Elk just runs right by Breathe. full control of this map. Erha maybe looking to have a pick on On. Good flash handshake. You have to try to burst him out here. On trying to stay upright, trying to get back with the rest of his team, and they are able to turn it around as Bin shows up to the party. And he's going to focus out Breathe. The Light has to try to hop away, but the Arcane Storm burning him low. He's got a flash over the wall. Xiaohu trying to do what he can with the Emperor's Divide, but even he will watch his tank fall. Knight on Erha now, chasing him down. Xiaohu in enemy territory. He gets run down too. And BLG knocking him down like dominoes.
Find him.
Oh no!
Oh no! He didn't pick the right bush. Era is able to escape with his life. Yeah, -1, -1.
One more minute until this next dragon. Only one of these receiving spots is Breathe with a big engage. Double knockups are there. The ultimate coming out from Erha as well, but the Impale right onto the ultimate. That Chaos Storm, that Arcane Storm, doing so much damage. And it's another fight that BLG win with ease.
Just brutal to watch Waybo take what looks to be like almost a 4v3, and feels like they have the numbers advantage, and feels like they're finally going to be able to start a fight front to back, and then one Impale later, and all of a sudden BLG are just wiping the floor with Waybo. They're going to be taking down this inhibitor tower in the mid lane. It doesn't look like they're going to get too much beyond this, but you know, Otacon is up. They're going to be prioritizing that. Dragon is spawning in 12 seconds as well. Coordination from BLG, but continue to see more plays. This game's not getting any less aggressive.
All right, Breathe. He took the turret. They have gotten their first turret of the game. Tian's dead.
Just nothing to do. nothing to say. Oh, Breathe.
Breathe is dead.
Oh, it is getting out of hand.
Light is dead.
Light is
alive. Light is alive. The Light is still there. The Light has gotten snuffed out.
Oh, man. Real Karma is a little strong. We are so back. Bilibili Gaming has returned, and Beishuan looks excellent in terms of playing out from a winning condition. This is the version of him that we saw in Split 1 on Thunder Talk, when he was really doing a lot for that team to upset a team like Bilibili Gaming in the group stage. It's
Beishuan from Split 1. Yeah, Split 1, say what you want about it and about some of the teams. He showed up, and he has shown up big in this game, 4-0 and 14. As Waybo, we're looking to make a play here. I believe they may have found kill number 2.
And, you know, to take a good moment and say, wow, you finally got one of the shutdowns, you got a kill, and to turn it worse, it went to Renata here as they target the bot inhibitor tower now.
Thankfully, Baron hasn't spawned yet. Oh my god, Tien is just in so much trouble. He's going to pull Breathe with the ultimate. Elk is going to get the kill. Continuing to take the real estate of Waybo, just in their base, having a good time, hitting up these inhibitors. 30 seconds on Tien. 5v4, there's just not a whole lot that Waybo can do at this point. So let the inhibitors go down and just hope you don't lose the game off of it. Light said, I've had enough of your bullying, Knight. I like it. Elk and On could be in trouble. Elk, nice flash to butt. Elk's splash was better. Xiaohu, very low over on the side, goes down to On. Beishuan taking a lot of damage, but that Arcane Storm will drive away Tien. Breathe dies too. It was a good effort. I respect it. We'll go to game.
I respect Waybo saying, I'm going to die by my hand and not by yours. We're going to make the play that ends up ending the game, but an absolute stomp coming in from BLG, clean.
5, 6, 5, 6, and 5 are the deaths over on the side of Weibo Gaming. I can't remember the last time I saw a game like that where things were so even in deaths. I mean,
very consistently if you need to take away some pressure there, but sneakily, they are actually pretty good in team fights. Now, I will say you're absolutely right. A ton of engage for Waybo, which is what concerns me in terms of the 5v5. I think their team scales well.
Seemingly for free, and that means that Waybo will head down to this dragon and trade out the Hex.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see this trade be taken by Waybo. I do think this favors Bilibili in terms of how these comps are structured, because I think both of them really like the grubs. You already mentioned Jackson Yone, we mentioned the Yorick and the Akali, but really being able to establish that side pressure is going to dictate a lot of the tempo of the mid game here, who's going to have the push, who's going to be able to rotate to a lot of these plays faster, and right now I think that that's a good spot. Knight, though, playing really aggressive.
Okay, stun is out. They're going to look for Tien, and they're going to get him. It's going to be first blood for Knight and BLG.
didn't expect that. I knew that BLG could look to play really aggressive here, but Waybo just allowing it to happen. You've got to be able to know your timers on the top side of the map. Ben is going to be a pretty key figure. We see Breathe full engage.
Here we go. Knight's going to get stunned, but Breathe can't see him. Execution gets the job done. Finishing him off with the Q. It's a solo bolo for the golden left hand. Clear out some wards. Tien is here. Light is bringing up the rear, but he's actually just staying in mid lane here. He's getting an air hop, maybe looking for a steal of one. This effort looks futile. Tien wants a little bit more. Xiaohu coming on the way down here. On down to about half HP. Light is now here. Knockup coming through onto 2 members. That'll just be enough to escort BLG out of there. Beishuan is going to tank up the roots. We're not going to be able to get anything. Teleport coming in on the backside. This could be risky. Knight is going to land in the middle of the 3. Get a lot of damage in. Not getting close to the turret, though. Has to try and stay alive. He will deal some good damage, but not get all too much for that.
BLG's not really built for it, but we could also see some side lane action.
Over on that bottom side, BLG took Dragon, splitting them at 1 apiece. Seconds until the Herald spawns. If you're Weibo Gaming, you really can't give this away. It would be a 6-grub Herald. Meanwhile, Ben on the bottom side is going to knock down that first turret. We're going to see a little bit of a scrap here. On potentially caught out, but he's going to put up the shield. Weibo Gaming, they have to pull the trigger at some point soon. Here comes the teleport coming in. Tien wants to go in. Erha's engage got stopped. His Herald is getting very low. They're going to turn on it and take it down. Now has the fight going to shake out. Erha gets engaged on. He's going to go down. Knight trying to get onto Tien. Tien's got to get away. Fate Sealed landing. Doing big damage from Xiaohu. Breathe's got to flash away, but Knight wants a little bit more. Tien trying to get onto Bin. Bin below half HP. He's got to flash away, but he's going to fall, and Elk gets knocked down too. Bilibili get the Herald. No, yes, they do. They get the Herald, but Weibo Gaming, they take the fight 4 kills for.
Yone there to completely change the complexion here. Not only are they able to pick up this fight, we can see in picture, they're able to pick up the Dragon as well, start stacking those up. I know it's a little bit delayed, but definitely could still be a win condition, and all of a sudden, a game that looked pretty in favor of BLG is a lot more even than we thought.
All that Surf Tail is going to get dropped in the mid lane. Nobody's going to ride it in, though, so we're not going to see Twitch chat show up in this game. This Herald will just be used to get mid control. But remember what we said earlier, K-Man, about how BLG is that a guy that goes out and has 1 too many drinks, 1 too many fights, give all that gold over to Knight. Xiaohu is not going to be able to trade on the bottom side, at least for now. With Tien there, maybe he will.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to pick it up, but the gold has definitely gotten a lot closer, and a lot of that is deceptively on Light, and I think that that's going to be a big turning point. This Varus is going to be a little bit scary to deal with, but a fight breaking out, teleport.
Tien's got to try to get out of there. 1 more auto attack will mark him and kill him. Stroll trying to get away, this slows him up. Knight does not land his E, but he will be able to find a way in and find the kill anyway. BLG get the pick.
Proactive move by BLG, but an overextension by Waybo, and there could be more.
Beishuan just wanted his prop, but maybe they want to get more. Elk
Xiaohu
definitely dodging out there. Xiaohu's going to have to snap back. Tagged up here is Light. Stunned with the Fade Sealed coming down, able to get the kill. Elk with a good spell shield, but now he's stuck. I don't think he's going to be able to trade with Erha either. And down goes BLG. A double kill for Xiaohu. He's big. Let's see if BLG are going to be able to secure it.
Xiaohu won't be here.
7,000 HP, and nobody's going to be around. I think Waybo decided we were a little bit too out of position for that one. BLG going to get this Otacon, going to get the false life buff. Now let's see them put it to work.
It's going to be up to him, in my opinion, to really separate this Bilibili comp moving forward, because I'm not sure that BLG staring down the barrel of a 4v4 or 5v5 are in a great spot.
Second Dragon for BLG, 4th Breathe taking his back. Waiting for the next wave to come in, see if Waybo can defend it. Good interrupt on the recall there. They want Breathe to really stick around here. I have 4 guys down here, but here comes Xiaohu and Light. They are really going to force this false life buff to try to take a bottom tier 2. This is a smart move from BLG.
Yeah, this is the utilization of resources they needed to show throughout a lot of the beginning part of this game.
Takes a little while to get done. The Scrying Orb was used, so Waybo going to play much more aggressively on this top side here. Sending multiple members over. The ping's already going down. They did send Beishuan to help out.
Xiaohu on. BLG back off a little bit. It's going to give Waybo a bit more
Here we go.
aggressiveness, and they're going to pop it.
All right, Elk trying to get in front. He will block with the spell shield. He's got to try to get away. Health bar's going down as Bin gets engaged on. He's ignited, but he lives. Knight wants to get in. Breathe this gold in the middle of the team. Xiaohu dies on the backside. Breathe this tag with Permafrost, and he is stunned, and he is down. A double kill for Knight. Pings onto the Baron for BLG.
They put everything into Yorick. The Randuin's Yorick ends up paying off so much, and he ends up surviving in the fight as well. It gives so much time for Knight to be able to dive the backline and completely blow up the damage dealers, most notably Xiaohu on the side of Waybo, who's never really able to actually get in that fight, and it makes it so much more difficult. Elk is just free-hitting on the backline, and that's not only a team fight win, that's Baron going over to BLG. 6-scrub Baron Yorick now exists in this game, and all of a sudden things have swung back. The pendulum has pushed back in favor of BLG, exactly what they needed here. Yorick being able to control the side lane, to be able to wait that out and force Waybo to make a mistake, and that's exactly what they did.
Calm, cool, and collected, K-Man. As Beishuan knows better than anybody the win conditions that his team can present. Played to them excellently there, just being patient, not looking for anything too crazy on this Sejuani. Sometimes wayward engages happen, and that's where things go wrong. Speaking of which, they're going to land the knock-up, they're going to CC lock him down, but Light stays alive, but he's forced to flash away. Here come the Roots, but guess who goes down? It's Erha. You got some health bars, but that's about it. Knight ready to go in. Tien will fall. Xiaohu fate sealed. He's going to snap back, but Knight killed your 80 carry, and Knight's killing some more. He's got a triple kill. The golden left hand of the LPL, and Elk with the ace on top of it. K-Man, BLG are so back, baby!
We are back. Bilibili Gaming is here. This is the World Finals difference. They step up when it matters the most. They win the crucial fights, and they're taking the series.
A fantastic end.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.